We're gonna turn this little piece of shit right here into the best goddamn track bike I can. Let's dive in. This right here is my 2006 Honda CBR 600 F4i. For those of you who don't remember, I bought this motorcycle for a cool $1,000 cashy money. And this thing did not run, and boy oh boy was it rough. Still is kind of rough. But this thing has such a big aftermarket parts scene, and because it's a cheap motorcycle, this makes the perfect opportunity for me to build a track bike. I have an entire shelf full of parts for this motorcycle that should overcome a lot of its shortcomings. We've got a new clutch, we've got a new exhaust, we've got new suspension hardware, new levers, new brake master cylinders, all the good stuff that we're gonna put into this bike, and we're gonna see what, if anything, makes the biggest difference. This is going to be a multi-part series, and today we are starting with the clutch. This thing right here, I guarantee you, lived life as a stunt bike. It has over 50,000 miles on it, and this clutch, she ain't right. So today we are going from an old factory clutch to this Barnett clutch here with new springs, and we have a Motion Pro clutch cable. So we're going to completely rework this whole system. This new clutch here was given to me by a fan over on the Discord server. MotoFan, dude, I am so sorry that this project has taken so long. But today we are finally getting our teeth into this thing because I've got a COTA track day coming up and we gotta get to work. I love the smell of brake cleaner in the morning. And there's something funny about using Yamalube for Honda, but it wants 1040. That is 2 quarts of clean oil in a clean bucket. So these are just gonna sit here while I get the bike prepped. First step, drain the oil. Oh man, somebody put that drain bolt on too tight. I wonder who that was.
It was definitely me.
Let's get the clutch cable out of here. So this is my old cable, and here's a brand new Motion Pro, and I can definitely feel the difference in the cable quality. I actually lubed this cable a lot, and it's still gummed up. I bet you it's stretched a good bit too. Let's see here. Oh yeah, it's definitely stretched. Time for this to come off now. I love seeing inside a clutch. These things are so pretty. What a work of art these are. Before I go any further, I want to double check that this clutch has the exact same amount of plates and steels, frictions and steels, as the kit that I have. We're good. This part requires a good bit of patience because you got to go around the entire gasket surface here, and you need to clean up all of the smudge left over because this actually doesn't use a gasket. It uses gasket maker. So you can't have any of this crap here or you might get some leaks. People overlook that all the time. Got some Scotch-Brite, and I've got a bunch of brake cleaner, so gonna get to work. Don't forget, you gotta do the outside plate too. And if you're sitting there wondering, well, how clean does it have to be? The question is, how many leaks do you want? If you want a lot of leaks, you can, sort of half-ass it. If you want no leaks, you want it to be real good and shiny. I'm also not pressing hard when I'm doing this. I'm just letting the Scotch-Brite do the work. I'm not putting any real elbow grease into it. All right, now let's blow that clean. Brake cleaner's cheap. Don't be stingy. Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. You know, I wanted to take a second and shout out the sponsor of today's video, and it's not who you think. It's you guys. A huge reason that I can do what I do here on this channel is because I am directly supported by a whole bunch of really awesome dudes and dudettes over on Patreon. They help me come up with video ideas, they help buy parts for motorcycles, and they keep the lights on, which, you know, it's kind of important when you're pointing a camera at stuff that you can light it up. And did you know that you're missing out on content because there's stuff that just doesn't make it to YouTube that is really cool and it's only available on Patreon? The Transalp video was originally 42 minutes long, so there's over 10 minutes of cut content that you didn't get to see that has a whole bunch of fun stuff, including appearances from Dark in the Road and Her Two Wheels. You'll also get access to the Discord server where I'm hanging out with a ton of members of the community, and we're coming up with video ideas and doing all sorts of goofy stuff. If you're interested in supporting the channel, click the link down in the description below, but otherwise, just watching the videos is enough for me, and let's get back to it. Now comes the only part of this that actually makes me nervous, because there's a very specific order that the frictions and steels need to go in first. I need to install the little friction plate first, which is this guy right here. Okay, now I gotta run those bolts down to snug them up. All right, now I'm gonna take all those back loose, just like quarter turn, and then it's 12 Newton meters all the way around. There we go. That's not going anywhere. That last step, very important. Now here's why it's so important that we got this really clean. We're using anaerobic gasket maker. Basically, the way this works is because we have aluminum to aluminum here, anaerobic works in an environment without oxygen. That's the only time it dries out. So the aluminum's gonna mold really well to the other aluminum surface, and then anything that's completely sealed will go hard. Everything else, it's just gonna turn into liquid. So if there's any on the inside, it's just gonna get sucked into the oil and it's gonna be totally fine. And then if there's any in the outside, you just wipe it clean because it's never gonna go dry. All right, in case you're curious, this is too much gasket maker, but I'd rather have a little too much than not enough in this case. But yeah, that's a little much. Okay, I got it on. So far, so good. I'm just going around wiping out the rest of this anaerobic here. Part of the reason why I'm going over and making sure it's super duper clean too is if there's an oil leak, I'll be able to find it. Okay guys, I had a sheer moment of panic when I was putting this clutch together. I installed the clutch cable in there. You can see it down here as well. I put the clutch cable on and I went to go tug on it by hand. And on the old one, with the old springs, I could actually get the clutch to move with just tugging on the cable. And then I tugged on this new cable and I was like, uh-oh, it's not moving. Do I have to take this whole case off again and like go in and unbolt everything? And thank God, no. The thing is, the new springs are so stiff that I couldn't actually get the thing to actuate without actually putting in a lever and using the lever to get the job done. Yeah, roughly 16 pounds of pressure. That is a lot more than the stock clutch on there. And spoiler alert, it's why you don't want shorty levers. But that's a whole other video that's coming. So let's finish this one up. All right, so day later, I let the stuff cure up overnight, and we're gonna see if it's oil tight. All right, well, the plan here is pretty simple. All we gotta do is run it and see if anything weeps out of that case. I'm actually gonna run a little bit of parts cleaner over that. This is actually a really great way if you're worried about leaks, of checking for leaks, because parts cleaner leaves it bone dry and it takes off a bunch of the crud. So if you do have any leaks, you'll see them. Freaking love this thing, man. Believe it or not, I accidentally overfilled the CBR a little bit. I had to drain, I don't know, maybe, it looks maybe like a third a quart. I forgot. I left the filter on, so it didn't have to suck up anything into the filter, but now we're back where we're supposed to be. Also, we've got no leaks that I can notice happening on the case, so that's nice. Now it's time to head out and see how this new clutch feels. Oh my God, it's hot out. It is very hot out. Okie dokie pokies, we are now on the road, and hopefully y'all appreciate this, because this is the last place on earth I ever want to take this motorcycle. We're riding through a pretty heavily trafficked area here in Austin, which makes it all the funnier that that camera's hanging off the side of the motorcycle. That's why I'm hugging the inside of this lane here. But this has given me a lot of opportunity to hit stop and go traffic. And this is probably the only place, especially on this motorcycle, that you would feel the new clutch. This is really a very subtle modification. When I'm sitting here, especially since I have this ASV lever on here, which I freaking hate, it's very grabby, a lot grabbier than the other one was. Admittedly, it's not completely broken in yet, so that may change, but not by much. This clutch definitely, it's more of a light switch. It's kind of like switching from, say, like a dual mass in a car to a single mass. It's a lot faster and a lot smoother. Admittedly, though, when you get rolling, because this is an inline 4, because it's a Honda, you can just sort of snick through the gears, right? It's a very smooth power plant. And as a result, this is a mod that you could theoretically, like, let's say, for example, I handed you this motorcycle and another motorcycle that didn't have this Barnett clutch in it. Two of the exact same bikes, the only difference is the clutch. You may notice initially the clutches behave differently, but you get used to it really, really fast. Like within a couple of different shifts, a couple of different stops and starts, it's immediately second nature. So it's one of those mods that's actually hard to quantify, but this is definitely an improvement. And because my old clutch was 50,000 miles old, my old clutch cable was 50,000 miles old, and I put really good hardware in here, it definitely feels a lot nicer. It's improved the shift feel. It's definitely improved the clutch feel on this bike. And there's no reason to go back to an OE clutch when there are nicer ones out there. So just get the nicer one. However, the next video is not going to be all fun and games. This one was pretty mellow. It was pretty easy. The next one is going to incite an absolute flame war in the comments. So many people are going to get so twisted over this video because I am finally going to get around to testing all of the different levers on this motorcycle. And y'all better get ready, because I think some people are about to get very upset. On that note, guys, I'm going to call it a day. Stay tuned for that levers video, because, yeah, some people are going to get properly upset by it. So
Catch you guys in the next one. See you later.